Oh boy, boy, boy. Well, finally dug this thing out of the trailer. Motor's back at Scott's. Scott's building another brand new motor, so we have two motors for the car. So, NPK next year. Something that I learned in California that I finally got my head wrapped around is when that throttle cable broke, it really got me thinking, because at the end of the day, you guys have seen it. Nobody works harder at this shit than I do. I've got all good fucking parts. Built a badass car. I got the best team. I've got a team that I've never even remotely had anything close to. And I'm thinking about next year, and I'm trying to figure out, where am I going wrong? This car we haven't had a lot of problems out of. We've just been trying to get the car dialed in. When we got it dialed in, couldn't keep the supercharger on it right, so switched it twin turbos. So this car hasn't been breaking and doing stupid shit other than axle bearings and some stuff like that. So I really got to thinking, what am I missing for next year? Because I honestly, if I'm gonna do this, I don't want to just go and try to be competitive. I want to go to try to give Ryan Martin a run for his money. And Ryan is one of my closest friends. And so I thought about it, and I thought, Ryan's a champion, and Ryan's a champion for a reason. So I sat and broke it down, and here's the thing that I don't have that I felt like, well, now I do now. I don't build race cars, guys. I don't have 30 years experience building race cars, taking race cars to the track, and finding all the things that can potentially be a problem. Like any good car builder. You guys remember the D's Nuts car. Other than breaking blower drives and blowers, we never had stupid, funny issues with that car, other than the pan cracking one time, or shit that's typical. But we never had weird shit happen. So, RK, who does Ryan's cars, you got Proline, which is a great engine builder. I have a great engine builder. I built a badass car. Ryan, Gilbot built Ryan a badass car. But the thing I don't have 30, 40 years of experience working on hundreds of these cars, where the people that Ryan used, like RK, who do beautiful fucking work, but those guys have built so many race cars, and they've seen potential problems or things that's happened to other people at the track. So not only does Ryan have that experience, he has his personal experience, he has Proline's experience. So I got to thinking, that's the thing that I'm missing. Me and my brothers built a badass car that works fucking great, but I need somebody to go over this car that could see any potential problems that could knock us out of this deal. It's gonna be Mike Duffy at Mike Duffy Race Cars. I've known Mike Duffy for 20 plus years. Mike not only does fantastic work, but he likes to hear about every problem. When something happens and Ryan loses, he'll call Ryan, hey man, so what happened? And when he goes to the racetrack with cars that he's built, and he goes and tunes a chassis or anything, anytime there's a problem, he logs that in his brain and actually keeps a book on all this stuff. So, well, one thing that we were talking about the other day. Right here, Steph. These wires right here. This is how they come for a Pro 600, and those are the actual coil wires. Something Mike Duffy said the other day, which pretty much backs up exactly what I was saying. One of those wires has 11,000 volts traveling through it. Now I've got them all ran nice and neat where they can't rub and they can't touch, but 11,000 volts, all it takes is to rub that sheeting a little bit and just let it get thin and let it jump through there and misfire that coil, which cost me a motor, cost me an intermittent miss that, how the fuck would you'd see it in the data log, but that's just one of those things that he brought up. He goes, I think we need to take those wires and sleeve all of them to where nothing can interfere or get against them or hurt them. It's little things like that I feel like that's the one thing that I've got left to take care of in my team and my package is to have somebody that has 30 plus fucking years of experience of building cars, tuning cars, working on cars, and going to the racetrack with a bunch of different cars, not just one car. I go to the racetrack with one car, guys. Everything I know is from shit that I broke and had problems with, but that's what I've had problems with. I don't go with anybody else. So, I mean, got somebody like Mike Duffy, he's been to the track with me, he's been to the track with Brian, he's been to the track with every guy in the 405 at some point or another. And if there's something he sees that he thinks is a potential problem, he'll bring it up. If I'd have took the Corvette over to Mike Duffy for some reason, he probably, one of the first things he would have said was, hey, you think that throttle cable was a good idea? Because in actuality, when we were changing the heads, Brian, I said, man, I don't know the fucking throttle cable. And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, I had bad luck with them. I've had them break. They broke. So I feel like that other than the money to successfully run the car, which is going to be a lot of money, probably going to be $250,000 to try to win this championship. And I have the car. I own everything and owe nobody for anything, but you still have the testing time and paying your crew and expenses and tires. Tires are $1,200 every 15 passes. I change them every 15 passes. Keeping the motors fresh and all of that. So we got a couple people we're talking to that's wanting to come on and be partners with the car and help us with it. We're gonna try to get that together. But I'm going to try to put everything in place that when we go test this car, we've taken every precaution that I possibly can to prevent a future problem. That's rear end. It's coming out, going to Strange, it's going to be converted over to a floater. Probably have axle bearing problems, which is one of the only problems we had. So, car's going to go to Mike Duffy. I'm going to have him change the frame rail, move the steering a little bit. Oh, by the way, I've lost 25 pounds, guys. Look at that. 25 pounds. Poor Tim, my son, I'll be able to see him up. Hey, I'd like to say, hey, you are still there. No, just stand at attention for me to see it. Anyway, boy, went off in left field on that one. So that's plan for the car. Shook the tires on it, cracked it, all that stuff. So now it's time. We're close enough on the car. Now it's time to get the badass wrap that Cade Varner did for it. It's time to finish the body work up on the car and go through the car I'm gonna have Mike Duffy go through it from the front to the back. And when we come back, we go out, we run 2 or 3 races. The car's gonna go right back to Mike Duffy's shop. He's gonna put it up on Projects and he's gonna check this car from the front to the back. And then it'll be on us to maintain it and maintenance it. So, guys, there's a lot of people that's going to say Reaper don't stand a snowball's chance in hell winning that championship, and I don't feel like that's true. I know what this car has already done at the boost level, that it's already ran. It's already been 411 at 18 pounds of boost, 16 or 18 pounds of boost. We're getting a handle on the combination. The car's fucking working great. We're just slowly creeping up on it. So we'll see what happens. I feel like that's the only thing that me racking my brain and trying to figure out how to be successful at doing this next season. And that's what I came up with. Hey, I may not stand a snowball's chance in hell at that championship, but I believe in this car. I believe in my team. And no matter what anybody says, no motherfucker that's ever seen me drive can stand face to face with me and say, that boy can't drive, because I can fucking drive a car. So my ability to drive this motherfucker's not in question. My team's not in question. My engine builder's not in question. My transmission builder's not in question. The only thing that's going to be that I thought was the last question was to have somebody go over this car and go over this car after every race to make sure everything's right. And now I have that with Mike Duffy. So we'll see what happens, guys. We're going to go back to testing the car in late January. Scott's got almost putting the new motor's almost done. The other motor's going to be right behind it. Transmissions are freshened up. We get the rear end out, get it back to Strange, get that taken care of. We're going to be on the right path. Got to move a little bit of shit around in the car and see what happens next season. We'll keep you guys in the loop. I think we can do it. I believe 100. I 1,000% believe that we're a contender for that championship. We just got to go out there and I know, guys. I've done the easy part. Now I got to go do the doing, but we're gonna surprise everybody this year. Come hell or high water. We're out.